Hello, TradingView. Again, second video of the day. You lucky devils, you. um, yeah, I just got back onto my computer and I saw BNB doing pretty well. Um, yeah, let's have a look. Up $17 for the day. 4.65%, eh? Progressing well on this way to 500. Uh, Yeah, that's my call. $1,000 right there. Okay. And I think I mentioned yesterday, um, it's kind of like, or mentioned, how Binance has 25 million users on its futures, right? And I think I mentioned in passing, um, you know, the CME and what kind of volume they traded. I had no idea, but I guess it's assumed it's less than that. So let's have a little dig around on the interwebs and see what the CME is actually doing in terms of volume and dollar amounts. Uh, so you can go to the CME uh, website, cme.group.com, and they give you a lot of data here. So this is the E-mini S&P 500. This is basically the big daddy, I guess institutions will actually trade the full contract. This is the mini, but this is what a lot of people still use. Okay. And here we go on the daily exchange volume chart. 1.6, 2.2. And also they got futures and options. So they've got two products just off this one instrument. Okay. So March 12th, a little spike here. It's averaging like around 2 million a day. And what is that number? This 2 million? I'm assuming it's the number of contracts. And most people who use these will trade it during the day and close it before the exchange closes. So, they'll play the New York Open or what have you, or the lunchtime trade, or so on. Bankers are pretty lazy. They don't want to work all day, all night like us crypto people. So yeah, let's have a look. We're looking at 1.25 million contracts kind of trading. Okay. Oh no, open interest volume, open interest, 2.6 million contracts. So what does that mean? Well, we can actually dig around some more and see what kind of dollar value is, because they don't tell you the dollar value off the bat. Let's see, you got the CME, all asset classes. We can go to equity index and let's have a look for the E-mini S&P. And that's synthetic. Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, they do have a dollar value. Oh, no, this is the maintenance value. Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah, look at the Bitcoin futures, 115 grand. Jeez. Okay. So, yeah, look, the Bitcoin futures is 117 um, maintenance for you to trade this contract. It's huge. That doesn't mean you have to deposit 117 on your broker's account. It's basically what they will demand from your futures broker, right? And so the futures broker may charge you 50, 60 grand or half that, right? And if we go down to the E-mini S&P 500, the CME will demand 11 $1,000 of collateral, dollar deposited in the account for you to trade this. Then again, when this is converted onto your retail, your user side on the broker, they may only charge you or demand like $1,000, right? It's this is the trick they play. they want you to get wrecked. So they churn and burn customers. So they will only probably offer you $1,000 day trading maintenance on one contract. They want you to load up on the contracts and to really increase your leverage because you want to get stopped out quicker, and that means you will have to deposit more dollars. Churning and burning, churning and burning. If you get wrecked, they don't care. They will just replace you, which is really a weird business model because it's not really maintaining a customer for life, right? They really don't care about you, these futures brokers. But if you actually go on the CME and if you really do want to trade futures, this should be your kind of guideline. This maintenance value. If you're going to trade one contract of the E-mini S&P, you shouldn't really be having less than $11,000 in your account. That's more than enough. I haven't traded futures in a goddamn long time, but when I did, I used to blow up my accounts all the time because I was using too many contracts, right? But I do remember, like, when I was trying to learn how to trade futures, basically, I didn't really get too many mentors. There wasn't too much around back in the day. You kind of have to dig around. I did find one guy who told me, look, if you trade the E-mini S&P 500, you really only need to make 2 points a day. 2 points a day, and you can have a great standard of living and a good income, right? What is 2 points a day? 2 points on this contract will convert into $100 profit. Doesn't sound like much, but if we plug it into our calculator, $100 a day, Monday to Friday, so times by 5, and then you times that, say, 50 weeks of the year, give yourself 2 weeks holiday. That's $25,000 using one contract, getting 2 points a day, scalping, right? Not too bad at all, is it? Now, if you get really good and you got like $100,000 futures account, and you start trading with, let's say, 5 contracts. What did I just do here? So let's do 25,000 times 5 contracts instead of 1. You've got a 6-figure income. This is why futures are powerful on the upside and the downside. So let's see now. They are doing open interest 2.6 million contracts. Daily flow around 2 million on average, let's say. So 2 million times 11,000. This is just a broad approximation. This is not accurate. But look, you're looking at 22 million, 22 billion. $22 billion are flowing through this contract. This is just a rough guess, right? CME is massive, and this is the mini S&P 500. They got hundreds of products and vehicles for you to get rich and vehicles to get you wrecked. So they are huge. So the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, if you don't know the history, they actually started off trading corn, wheat, and bushels of that kind of stuff for the Midwest, right? It was a way for farmers to lock in a future price of the futures market of the crop they plan to harvest later that year, right? It basically gave them a price floor. So a price floor for them to actually do some work in the springtime, and plant the crops so they can actually make a return on the money in the future, right? So that's where the term futures comes from. But let's have a look at the CME because they are actually listed on the stock exchange. and see what kind of valuation they are worth. Because I'm going to bring this back to Coinbase, and then I'm going to bring this back to Binance. Okay, so let's go to Yahoo Finance. Is anything interesting going on? Not really. Implosion. Oh, that could be interesting. I might have a little read of that later, but let's get back to the topic. CME Group. Okay, I believe it's on the Nasdaq. Yep, Nasdaq. And let's see how well it's done. So top of 07 peaked, came down to a trough bottom at 36 in 09, like everything else. And it's kind of stable and steady, but look at this. It did a double in relatively short order, and obviously COVID crash. That's surprising. Let's blow this up. There we go. 2-year. So if we look at the 2-year, so yeah, everything dumped during the crash, right? But this actually held up really good. Look, 213 down to 160. That's impressive. And look, it kind of did a double bottom of that, and it's kind of back to where it was before, as it should be, because everyone's trading right now, right? So it didn't really have a bear market. And look at that! Wow, just bounce off the top of 07. That is lovely, lovely technical action. And let's go back. Let me take a sip of water, please. Yeah, so the CME is huge, and it's got a market cap of 74 billion, PE of 35, which I guess I haven't really been following the stock market or on stocks, but I guess 35 is kind of seems like the norm right now. It's just like, yeah, okay, they're willing to pay 35 years of price for 1 year of earnings, essentially. So, like I said, Coinbase is going for $100 billion. I think it's trading at $400 a share, right? Already. And bringing it back to Binance. Binance is today, look, 390. Wow. It's already hit $60 billion. And so this Binance actually may be a better trade than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a limited upside. It has no earnings. It's not a company. It's very, cyclical. But Binance actually, during a bear market, like I just shown you on CME chart, may not actually take a crash. It may actually just consolidate sideways and go up even, because during bear markets, guess what? Volatility is up. Action is up. There's going to be more liquidations. There's going to be a lot of traders actually going to make some profits on the downside. So people are not going to go away from the Binance platform just because prices are going down, right? They need to get out if they got profits. They need to hedge if they see a top, like a lot of people are kind of seeing toppy action or projecting the 100K top, right? So yeah, Binance may be resistant to a bear market. Will it go above Ethereum? No. Probably not, because if you apply $1,000 to that number, let's have a look. It will be, let's do 1,000 divided by 0.39. That's 2.5 times 60. So if it hits $1,000, you're looking at 153 billion market cap. So it will still be number 3, depending how high Ethereum goes, to its top and how deep its retracement is, right? So I expect it still to be up there. Back to Binance. So if we go to our ideas. Come on, trading view. Doesn't want to comply. But let's see. Here we go. Oh no. But yeah, it's doing well, right? It's progressing. You know, we got their little inverse head and shoulders. 319, 350. That's $30. That's 380. So we met that target already on that inverse head and shoulders. And you had a little flag action going there. So what does that show us? Oh god, I hate TradingView sometimes. It does weird things. Roughly. And so I will go take this bottom there. So it's heading for 400 already. Maybe like tomorrow. Okay. So that 500 number is getting closer. It's making progress. Ups and downs, ups and downs. You know, could be within a couple of weeks. $500. Wow. Yeah, it's really doing well. But let's see if we can find another exchange token. I don't really know what the second platform that's going to be as vibrant and as popular. I'm assuming it's not Bittrex, obviously. It's not. I really don't know. Actually, let's kind of dig around and see what we can find, because there may be something that does as good as Binance, BNB, and maybe even outperform it. So let's go down the list. So Uniswap, obviously, is that's their protocol token for their DEX. It's been amazing. Yeah, great performance. Filecoin, I don't know what that was. No idea. Hex, my favorite. It's my largest bag, pretty much my only bag. Up 4.7. It's doing great things. But let's look for another exchange token. Luna, BitTorrent, EOS, Solana. I guess technically crypto.com, but not really. Oh, here we go. FTX. Let's see what this is doing. So that's the 1 day. It's up 10% in the 1 day. Not too bad. Yeah, so it went from 40 to 45. Yeah, good. And let's go for the full history. Wow. Yeah, you could have had this in the freeze last October. So you got a 12x. So it's doubling the performance of Bitcoin, right? Let me see if we can compare it to Bitcoin. I can't see on how to do it here, but yeah, it's double the performance of Bitcoin. So that's why I'm highlighting Binance and potentially this. Let's chart it on TradingView. Oh yeah. Let's see, FTX. And oh, look at that! It's already on Binance. This is 30 minutes. Let's go out to 4 hours. Yeah, it's kind of looking similar. Similar kind of consolidating pattern we're seeing in the crypto markets. Look, there's one right there where it kind of like, can you see it? Like that little triangle action, and then once it breaks, look, you can see kind of it pops and comes back to the top of that channel up flag, and look at it, it's just rising, bang, consolidates, bang. They got that little dip, but that's a very tradable dip as well. But yeah, it's doing this, but on a larger scale. So In my eyes, just